This time I'm gonna have to use brute force and ignorance. Bit of stitching to do there. Should be good. Which way does the hacksaw go, blade go in, Wen?
So the seesaw goes the right direction. Is it poppering on something?
Yeah.
Oh, what? That's a bit clever.
That is definitely unobtainium. No other metal is harder than that apart from kryptonite.
I think we've lost a dog. He's under there somewhere. Everything is either a vegetable or a herb, except for this little one. We've got one flower, so we planted the pansy. Here's our little nutshell garden. We've already got a bit of oregano coming up, because Magnus did that one the other day. But the rest are all newbies. I found one more flower, so we've got a viola as well, or vala. There we go. Just gotta wait now. Wow, just woke up to this. The radishes weren't there yesterday. These ones were just coming up a tiny bit yesterday. The oregano is about the same. Oh, the kale is coming up. The basil is coming up. Lettuces are coming up. Nothing going on with the pansy or the viola. And yeah, garden's starting to come to life. Good morning, Chilli. Let's go and see what Dad's doing, shall we? What you doing, babe?
I am taking out our temporary battens that we installed after we lost all our battens in the storm. Because when we were up on the hard down on the Gold Coast, so this is one of our temporary battens I made, which it's got about the right amount of flex, maybe a bit too much. Problem is, it's too fat. So when it rubs on the stays, shrouds, it wears the sail pretty well, as you can see where it's worn through here and here. So when we were down on the Goldie, our friends on SV Peach, wonderful Swedish people who we met, who we were actually alongside with in New Caledonia, said, do you want some battens? We're throwing away some battens. And I said, hello, we need 6. So they had full-length battens in their boat. So what I'm going to do is, what you can do on these is remove the end, a little rubber plug, cut it to length, put the plug back in, stick the batten in, job done. We'll have new battens again, and it'll be the right flex, right profile, it'll be all good. That's this morning's little job. So that's one I had, and so by the time we cut that length, we'll have to cut off 2 centimeters, and that'll be all good. There's a bit of stitch in this sail. Your job, should you choose to accept it, is to stand there.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 1.
Get the old bastard out. Give it a...
Beautiful morning here in Mooloolaba. We're in a place called the Duck Pond. I think it might be where boats go to die. It's a bit sad, there's lots of abandoned boats here. A very calm, very quiet anchorage. So we both slept well. We've got a bit of a cold each. So it was nice to have a full night's sleep. So why are you taping that one?
Because I've only got one end. Our secret mega grey. may have been a bit too excited about the length. Voila! Gotta stitch that. Stitch all that back up too. Bit of stitching to do there. Should be good. Okay.
Here's a little update on the garden. The radishes have gone nuts. The, what's this one? Bok choy is taking off. And everything else is pretty calm. So I'll keep you updated on the radishes. But we might need to find a bigger pot pretty quickly.
Help save quite a bit of water.
Well, our gardening expert Annette was saying she just lets it go brown.
What's going on, babe?
I've got a cold, so you'll have to excuse me. Those of you that have been following our journey will know exactly what this box is. It's our Autopilot drive, and it stopped driving when we left Tonga, I suppose. We haven't used the Autopilot since Tonga. And it was just making the old noise. And I knew instantly what it was. It was the preload on the clutch, this one here. I initially, as you'll know, used a bit of Revlon number 8 nail polish, then went to Loctite, then I went to a stronger Loctite. This time I'm gonna have to use brute force and ignorance. So what I'm going to do this time is lock it up to where it's supposed to be, then peen the brass onto the steel in 3 points, and that will stop this nut ever undoing again.
What's peeing mean?
Peen. P-E-I-N or P-I-E-N. I before E except after C, so it's P-I-E-N. Sorry, English is my second language. Peen is to hit that point, a point there where the metals join with a center punch and a hammer, and that will deform the metal and sort of lock them together so they won't be able to turn. But to undo it, luckily it's brass, to undo it you will have to sacrifice one of the metals, which is usually the softer metal, in this case brass, which is alright. But anyway, we're never going to have to undo it again, because this is the last time I'm crawling the lazarette and taking this bloody thing out and fixing it. The boat's in all sorts of disrepair, because to access this we've got to access the Autopilot. To access the Autopilot we've got to unpack the shed, and the shed's where we store all our stuff we don't use very often. So it's stuff everywhere. But fix this and we'll have Autopilot, because we're going to be doing some motoring in between Fraser Island and the mainland, in through the shallows. There's a fair bit of motoring in there, and it'd be nice to have a primary Autopilot as well as the backup Autopilot for that leg, because I don't like steering.
Here's the mess.
Yeah,
Big
there's
mess.
stuff everywhere. So this is my peening surface, bit of softwood. I usually do this on a vise, but this is all I got. So we're just gonna center punch. We're just gonna put it in this spot here, and no, it didn't work. It slipped off me doofy. It's another option. No, if I peen these two together, they can still undo as a unit. No, it's too hard. It broke me center punch.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a shame. Can you cut through it, like
That's
with
what I'm about
a
to
hacksaw
do.
or something?
I'm about to cut through
Or
there
a
with
bastard.
I'm about to cut through there with a hacksaw, and
Nick
then nick it and peen it. It's hard brass.
Quality, darling.
That is amazingly hard. That can't be brass. It's got to be.
Titanium.
It'll be hard. Wendy suggested titanium. I reckon unobtainium. That is a hard metal.
You need a diamond cutter.
No, I just need a newer hacksaw blade. This has lasted us 2 years. I might change it.
Yeah. Have you got 10 more?
27. 32 or 24?
I'd go fine.
32, yeah.
Yeah.
So I take my $3 Mexican hacksaw, which has lasted beautifully. That's Panamanian actually. No, it was on the boat when we got the boat. Which way does the hacksaw go and blade go in when?
So the seesaw goes the right direction.
The seesaw?
Yeah.
Well, does that go down or does that go down?
Well, I imagine the writing would go down. That would be logical.
Why wouldn't it go that way?
Well, because the writing's... Oh, no, the writing's going up then, which is not logical. The writing would go down, surely.
Wouldn't it go that way?
Of course it doesn't go that way. The blade's on the wrong side. I thought you meant...
No, does it go with the teeth going forward or teeth going backward?
Why would it... Oh, I see. Yeah, it could flip that way, couldn't it?
Yeah.
I would say you need the teeth to scissor backwards to cut.
You always cut forward.
Okay, forget what I said, everybody.
Because, look,
I love
I've
it.
never seen a hacksaw blade with instructions before.
That's pretty cool. So you put it in so that the forward is forward.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't have a label, then you just put it in
teeth
and
forward.
hope.
Teeth forward, because you always saws cut forward. Apart from the Japanese, can't remember the name of the saw. It cuts on the pull stroke.
Oh.
But all other saws, they cut down, pull back, cut down.
Okay.
Bit like fishing, right?
Yeah.
Reel down, heave up. Reel down, same with the saw. Cut down, pull back. So all forms of personal protective equipment is being worn, and I am using my right hand, my thumbnail as the hacksaw guide. Not even scratching it.
Might have
That
to
is
take it into a
definitely-
machine shop.
That is definitely unobtainium. No other metal is harder than that apart from kryptonite. At home I would just put this in the vise. I'd sharpen up a cold chisel or a really good centre pop, and you'd pop that straight away with a peen hammer. But we don't have that.
Do we need a peen hammer?
Not a peeing, a peen
Do we
hammer.
need a peen hammer?
Yeah. Ever want to pull this apart again? So this is a final fix. I mean, I could weld it together. No, I can't because it's got brass and steel. I could braze it together, but I don't have. I could silver solder it all, but no, that would break too because that there must be a lot of vibration or something causes that to come undone all the time. Unless, but that's what I'll do. I'll tighten it up as much as I can and then peen as much as I can everywhere I can.
Magnus is up to something up here.
Yeah.
Come and have a look, see what he's doing. What are you doing, babe?
Well, it's a bit sunny out here for the little puppy dogs, so we're not used to having to cater for dogs, so I'm just making up a nice little sun cover so they'll be nice and cool. We bought this little kit at West Marine, and man, it's been a godsend. So it's got all the bits you need for repairing all your poppers, and it's got the screw-in bits, and it's got the thingo bits, it's got everything. So and it's only like a couple of bucks, well no, 30 bucks or something. It's so simple. Put that on there, grab one of these, stick that on there, put that on there, hold it down, tap it on, a little bit more. A little bit more. That's got it. Yep. Righto, let's see if it fits.
Is it poppering on something?
Yeah.
Oh, what? That's a bit clever. Something existing.
Yeah.
And they all fit.
Well, I made them fit.
Did you put new ones up on the Bimini?
No, I just made the ones on the tub match the ones on the Bimini.
Oh, so they're all the same size? Are they standard size?
I don't know what you mean.
The poppers, yeah.
Same with world over.
Oh, that's so cool. Look at that. Oh, that's fantastic. Simple concept.
Yeah.
Using what we already have.
See it.
I'm very impressed.
And then what I'm going to do is string a line between these two shrouds.
Yeah.
And then so it'll just come out like this.
Yeah.
And that'll give the dogs enough shade when they need it.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Alright.
Love it. I think we've lost a dog. He's under there somewhere. Oh, he's so passive. Taking it all in his stride. There's loads of shade and it's good for the rain.
Yep. And it's put up, put down in seconds.
Yeah.
So, prototype.
I like it. What do you reckon, little girl?
We'll get the sewing machine out in the next place and knock it up.
You look pretty happy.